Ken, we got mail.
Oh. This is the 3D frame card I made.
I know, but it's so cool. It folds down flat and fits in an envelope. Hi, and welcome to Crafts by Two. I'm George.
And I'm Ken. Why do you still have the hat on?
It's our anniversary month. I'm wearing this bad boy all month. I can't find the horn. I think someone hid it on me. In this episode, we show you how to take a blank 3D photo frame card and add elements from your Cricut library to it. Ken shows you in Design Space. It's super simple.
And even though for this one I used all Cricut images, you could use any image you can bring into Design Space. So your own SVGs or print and cut images you can use.
So Ken, show them how you did it.
Okay. I've already loaded our 3D frame template and inserted it into a new document. Before you ungroup everything, you want to make sure everything's set up properly. So I clicked on the image to select it while it's still grouped. And then going to edit, you want to make sure that it's 8 by 4. So I'm just going to change this to 8. So now things will cut at the appropriate size for a photo. Now that everything's at the right size, we can ungroup. So with the project selected, going back to layers, and at the bottom clicking ungroup. And I want to turn these score lines, the red score lines, over from cuts to score. So just clicking on it and then selecting score from the line type. So they've all been converted, and I can drag these two pieces out of the way and do a lasso to select the score lines and the background, and then do attach. And that's because I want to attach the score lines to the background piece. So now there's 3, the attached set, the 3D frame template, the front piece, and the middle piece. And I can send this to the back to get it out of the way. There we go. Just dragging this out of the way while I work. This leaves the 2 frame pieces. The dark blue is the middle part, and the lighter blue teal is the front piece. For this customization, I've decided to kind of go with a spring theme. We're all sick of the snow up here in western New York, so I want a little spring. So I'm coming over to Insert Images, and you could customize this using Cricut images or your own SVG uploads or any kind of uploads into Cricut Design Space. I'm gonna just use Cricut images because I was browsing around. And with Design Space 2.0, there's these new categories. So by selecting categories, there's actually a spring category, which made it easy to find all of those images. So I scroll down and choose spring. And I have the subscription, but there's a few things that are exclusives that I don't have. So to filter out just my images, I can come up to the filter icon and say My Images. And now I'm just seeing the things that either I've purchased, which I haven't purchased anything on my personal account. George and I have a master account that we use for all of our purchases, but I do have the subscription, so I'm seeing all the subscribed. So one of the things I liked was this Spring Has Sprung. So I'm going to use that. And let's make the preview bigger. So there's that spring has sprung. And just switching back to the smaller size. And the other thing I thought would be fun is they have these kind of photo corners, but I could make these into corners on my photo frame. So I think I'm going to use these two with customization. So I've got the spring has sprung and the two photo corners. So there's different approaches you can take when customizing your frames. You could weld things in, like a lot of our frames have the phrase welded in, so I think I'm going to weld this in on the photo frame, make it a little smaller of course. And then these, I think I like the color difference, so I might be putting those in the corner and resizing them on the inside part, playing with the colors a little. So let's do the welding first. So let me get these pieces out of the way. So I'm going to have the phrase welded on the front. Maybe I will put the phrase on the inside. So it's closer to the photo. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So let's swap these out. So this piece with the notches is your middle piece. And now I need to make this a little smaller so it doesn't cover up the entire photo. Don't know if I'm going to attach it that way or over there. I think this way might be a little better, mainly because these pieces are a little more to add into the frame edge. So for welding, if I weld this, you can see down here where it's the blue overlaps the orange. These are actually going to be welded into the same shape, so I'm going to lose this detail. So to make sure I don't lose the words, what I'm actually going to do is duplicate this. And that way I'll have one that I can weld in and kind of provide a background, and then cut another out in kind of a different paper color to have it stand out from the frame. So now that this is all ready, I can select that, and holding down Shift, select the other piece. So they're both selected, and now I can click Weld. So there you saw, I kind of lost some of the letters, the descenders on the P and the G, but because I have the other piece, oops, I keep forgetting when you weld or things, it always brings it to the front. So I just move that to the back. So now, when I cut this out, I'll have that. And this just gives it a little bit more support. Instead of simply putting this out and gluing it onto the backdrop, it's only going to have like these slight areas where it overlaps to glue and support it. So by having this part as a backdrop, that supports the phrase a little bit better. Now for the other pieces, let me bring this out of the way. So I have my phrase down in this corner, and this is going to be the front frame. Make these a little smaller with that little corner. And this one I can rotate using the rotation. Maybe I'll duplicate this. And kind of have that rotated around. Now you can always edit and change the rotation here if you're not comfortable using the arrows. So that's how it's kind of gonna look. Not sure I like all the dimension. I think I'm going to take this one and bring this to the back, and then these I'll have in the front with a little bit different color. So select these just to move them temporarily, and this is grouped, so before I start welding or anything I want to ungroup, and I think I'm going to keep that kind of photo corner and then cut that out in a different color. So I'm going to weld that photo corner by doing shift select on the two pieces and doing weld. And once again I forgot, it brought it to the front. So that's kind of going to look like that. And then this I need to ungroup. So shift select and weld. And I have in the front. And just grab that other corner and ungroup. Then shift select the two pieces and weld. So it's kind of going to be like that. So let's start bringing it together so we can start doing some colors. So this is the background piece, this gray piece. So I'm going to move that to the back. Then this goes in the middle. This I want to bring to the front because that's the front piece. And then I want to select my two flower pieces. Oh, can't do both at the same time. Bring that to the front and that to the front. So now I can move that into place. And you don't have to do this. I'm just taking advantage of the ability to just layer things together just to get a better view of things with the colors. Design Space, of course, is always going to cut these as individual layers based on your color choices. And this looks like it's covering up a lot, but this is a 3D frame, so it's going to pop out a little, so there'll be a little space between this front piece and the spring has sprung in the middle, so it'll stand out. Plus that kind of encourages you to kind of glance in and look and enjoy the 3D aspect. So I don't like the gray, so I'm going to change this to something a little more neutral for spring. I think I'm going to do this candy corn yellow. Then the inside. I think I'm going to do a lighter yellow on the inside. And then the front frame, I'm going to do a darker green, or middle green. I like the orange for that. I think I'm going to make my daisy that same background color. And these, I think I'm going to do, we'll do a pink and a blue. So that's how it's going to cut out. So that was very quick and easy to customize this, make my own Spring Has Sprung frame with all Cricut images, and then I'll be able to put a nice photo of our garden or something in the back here. So now I'm going to go cut this out. See, there you go. Wasn't that simple?
Super simple.
The blank template is available in our Patreon collection, so anyone who's chosen to support us on Patreon at any level, even just $1, gets access to that collection. It has the template, plus a whole selection of pre-made cards that you can make.
Like this.
To learn more about Patreon and how to support us, there's a link down in the description below on YouTube.
So remember, this is our anniversary month, our first anniversary. Make sure you check out our anniversary video and see how you can enter the contest to win one of 2 great prize packs.
One prize pack is a Cricut Explorer with Bluetooth adapter and more.
And the other is all the other crafts that we might do, including the We Are Memory Keepers Pinwheel Punch, one of our favorites. You can find the link to our video below.
In the description.
Yes.
Or you're putting it on.
No, just below.
Okay. Not here? Down there?
Down there.
Okay.
Not here.
Okay.
Do you want me to put it here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So remember, if you found this video informative or entertaining, give us a thumbs up.
And if you're not already a subscriber, click the icon in the corner to subscribe so you don't miss out on all the fun videos, craft ideas, and great giveaways. We have even more coming up after our anniversary.
Do we want to say anything else?
No.
So Ken, next week I hear you might be doing an Easter card.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
It's a fun little frame card. We have 2 designs that you'll be able to try out.
So, until next Tuesday, we'll talk to you guys later. Hey, that's my hat. And my horn. Bye.
Bye.
I want my hat back. What?
Super simple. Literally, as I open my mouth to speak, George starts coughing. I don't remember which photo size. So these leaves...
Yes. Can you get my horn?
No.
Get my horn.
No.
Get my horn.